Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, RUM-Gaming proudly brings to you Big Texas Goat and Dragon Lord, here for your Two Brothers, Two Veterans, Two Views talk show of the week, episode 6. Because I've been trying to keep track.
Yeah.
We
look at that. We made it past the 5-episode hump.
Yeah. Sorry we were gone the last couple of weeks, but life gets to us sometimes. But we're
Apologize
back
for
at
that. So I want to circle back to something that we did time before last, I believe.
Well, hang on.
We pulled up
before we jump into our I wanted to do make an announcement for anybody that stops by. For anybody that's noticed, I want to apologize for our website being down for the last week.
Mm-hmm.
We're almost have it back online. We found a resource that helps out nonprofits to get a cheaper deal on the website host, but unfortunately we had to stop it before we could start the new deal. And it said 2 to 3 business days on Friday. I messaged them today, and turns out I guess they get a limited stock of these Wix discounts every month or something, or however often. And the dude was like, literally just a few hours ago, we got more in stock. And so he's like, 2 to 3 days from today, we should have our code and be back online. Just one of the weird, interesting struggles of running a nonprofit, trying to maximize our budget so we can put more towards the cause, not towards running a website.
Yeah. But I'm glad we're able to get that resolved. So thank you for the people over there at
TechSoup.
TechSoup. Yes, thank you for the reminder.
Weird nonprofit name, TechSoup.
TechSoup. Hey, they're killing it though. So
when Wix told me about that, I was like, TechSoup? Like, what are you got to be kidding me. There's no way this is real. But it was worth it. It's like compared to the normal full cost, it's like 10% of the cost. So.
Yeah, but only isn't it for like a certain number of years, and then you have to like reapply for it?
Yeah, it's for a 2-year subscription, but it went from $378 for 2 years to $34. So
yeah, that's solid. That's good.
But yeah, that's it. I just want to point that out since we don't really have a way of announcing that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we have social media and stuff like that, but
Well, I meant like I can't put a banner on the website or anything. It's just down.
Yeah.
I can't put like an under construction banner.
All right. Well, with all of that out of the way.
No, it's not TechSoup, like technician.
Yeah, TechSoup.
Yeah, apparently, like, not that there's much that we can use from it other than Wix. People can go there and buy things for RUM-Gaming or other nonprofits. Like you can find registered nonprofits on there and buy things for them from the website. But everything else on there, it's more for like, what do we call it? Like business office edition and Windows copies and stuff like that.
Yeah,
it's like,
it's all operational materials.
Yeah, like what our computers our work computers are our personal computers. So,
yeah. I mean, but hey, I'll take Office Suite for free. What you mean?
Well, it's not free; it's just discounted.
I know. Still, you can put it to good use. We use Google Sheets a lot.
Yeah.
I just, let's start off with that. I can't understand how Windows Office Suite is still around with all of Google's tools. Like, there's nothing you can do in Microsoft Word that you can't do in Google Sheets for free.
Word, yes. Excel, no. Well, let me phrase it. Not with the same amount of ease.
I was going to say, Google Sheets is pretty powerful if you know how to use it.
Well, I'm trying to say, I guess the difference is Microsoft Word and Google Word, it's all the same compatibility commands. Excel to Google Sheets isn't an exact translation. I
Oh,
found that
sure.
out with our spreadsheets because I made them all in Excel and then went to paste it all into Google Sheets, and it was not the same. At least when it came to like flow charts and pie charts and stuff.
Yeah, sure.
But as far as the general commands, yeah, it's fine because that's where we do all our budgeting and whatnot. Some Google Sheets.
I don't
Just,
know. I think
corporate compatibility.
I've seen some pretty crazy Excel sheets and like seen what a professional like Excel user can do.
Thanks. I don't mean to brag,
But it's like I've also seen that stuff in Google Sheets too. I've seen the same stuff. Just
well, yeah,
you know,
I'm saying you can do it, but I'm saying an Excel expert trying to go to Google has to like
well,
learn
yeah,
the Google commands to do it all.
yeah,
A
sure.
lot of them are cross compatible, where you can use the exact same command over there and get the exact same result. As far as formulas, the formulas
Sure,
all
right,
work the same.
but that's not necessarily my point here. My point here is you can do all of the same stuff and it's free.
Yeah,
Microsoft Office Suite is expensive.
well, but Microsoft Office gives you a lot. Most people
What does
don't use it.
Microsoft Office give you that the Google Suite doesn't have? PowerPoint, they got Google Slides.
No, because you got a. What's the one I learned in class? I'd have to like pull up Microsoft Office. Actually, I mean, we'll just. Yeah, I mean, it's not just like the four things that the common consumer
Well,
uses.
yeah.
I literally took a class on one of them. Here it is. So we got Excel, Microsoft Teams, Word, OneDrive, OneNote, Outlook, PowerPoint, Project. I think that's what it was Project,
I mean,
maybe.
okay, so Outlook is Gmail.
And there's
Uh,
OneNote.
OneNote is a cloud service, which that's Google Drive.
No, OneNote is it's basically a cloud-based notepad. Is all it is.
I mean that's still that can still be that's Google Keep. Okay, go on.
Well, it's Notepad
Or
plus plus.
Jamboard.
Is all that one I use. But you know, I'm saying there's alternatives for everything they offer. But I'm saying this is all in one package.
Yeah, I don't know.
Dude, I
Yeah,
don't know
I'm
what
not
I
sold.
learned. It wasn't.
I'm not sold.
It's gonna drive me crazy.
Microsoft Paint, Ben.
Yeah. See, what more do you
You're
need?
right. Yeah, you're right.
You can't. Oh, Publisher. That's what it was. Microsoft
Publisher.
Publisher. I think that's what I had a class on.
I don't even know what Microsoft Publisher is.
It's basically, it just reminded me of like a fancier version of PowerPoint. Like it's PowerPoint without the slideshow. It was kind of weird.
Interesting. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I get what you're saying, but for
Yeah.
the amount of money, like, are those like rare and oddity tools that they have really worth it?
For most users, no. For companies though, like Ben's saying, they want to have, Word. They don't want to fuck around with Google because again, Google is online. Word is on your computer.
Yeah, I
Like,
mean, there's
I
definitely
mean,
security risks with having things on Google. I agree.
yeah,
There's a
no,
lot of
the
IT shit that has to go on there.
I
I mean,
think
that
you,
makes sense, right? For like a corporation and a company, yeah,
yeah,
sure. The
that's what I'm saying.
Microsoft
For
Suite makes
companies,
sense.
you're going to want to go with their Office. You're not going to want to mess around with Google Docs. Now, don't get me wrong. In the company, though, I still
My
use
company
Google
uses
Docs.
Google Docs. Yeah.
Yeah.
My company, all of our SOPs and manuals are on Google Docs. Like everything.
Yeah,
Great.
I mean, when I was, needing to make my own docs, I did a lot of it in Google because it was an easy way where, like, I could mess with it at home, I could mess with it at work, I could easily share a link with somebody without having to, like,
Yep.
transfer the whole goddamn file to them or
Yep.
give them a SharePoint link. It was just like, hey, go to this website. Bam.
No.
It was like I used Google Docs a lot to flesh out an idea, and then I would put it into Word or Knowledge Base or whatever format or program we were using. That's why you gotta use all the tools in your arsenal, or weapons in your arsenal.
Sorry. I'm kind of browsing through some of these weird news articles that I've got pulled up. Some of them are funny as shit.
Well, you gonna share with the class?
Yeah, so I'll share with the first one that came up here that I found was really really cool. Um, so the first article it pulled up, this was posted about an hour ago. A New Orleans student has scholarship offers right now that total more than $9 million.
I think I actually saw that on CNN today.
Yeah,
He has like
so
90 something scholarship offers or
yeah, so
something.
this
Like,
guy, this kid, he's a senior at 16. He's 16 years old. He's a senior in high school. His GPA is a 4.98. Before graduating from high school, he's earned 27 college credits and has scholarship offers from around 130 colleges that, as of Thursday, totaled more than $9 million.
yeah, if he could use them all, that'd be a crazy number. But
Good, but think about that. Like this guy has to be the most wanted student ever.
it
Like,
makes me wonder if he's one of those people like Sheldon that has the, what's that memory called? The
oh yeah.
I can't think of what it's called, which makes it
Isn't it like
hilarious.
Asperger's or something?
Uh,
I can't remember, but yeah, like this kid's got to be a genius.
that's the eidetic memory, eidetic memory.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, I
So
see what you're saying. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
allows us. Let me see. Let me just look up eidetic memory, see what the actual definition is. The ability to vividly recall an image you are exposed to, but only briefly. For example, somebody might be able to continue to see a picture they have been shown for 30 seconds, even a few minutes after it was removed. Well, that's a little lamer
Yeah,
thing of it.
a photographic memory, a very highly
Yeah,
refined photographic memory.
like that's how it was. Yeah. Oh, it was eidetic versus photographic.
I don't know. It doesn't. I don't think this article really. Oh, let's see. There's more to it. Let's see.
Well, I was just curious because it's like I always assume like you got to have some kind of like superpower basically because it's like, man, like that means you got dang near 100 on every single thing you've ever done for the entirety of your 4 years of high school. Like,
Yeah, he says he uh he set a record for scholarship offers, so he's a record holder now. Uh, he said he wasn't doing it to try and beat a record. He says he piled up over right around 200 applications to colleges around the nation.
jeez.
And when asked about it, he was like, "I just kept going forward, kept applying to different schools that I thought I'd even remotely interest me."
See,
Uh,
I
so
don't know. I kind of call bullshit on that. It's like, why would you even apply for 200? Like, you know, you're getting anywhere you want to go. Like,
yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. He says he wants to do undergrad as wants to major in computer science as an undergrad, and then he's apparently done intern work at the Louisiana State Bar Association. So that has him thinking about law school.
Jesus. Dude's got more college credits before graduating high school than I do now, and had time to go intern somewhere. Like,
Yeah.
calm down.
It's like you're making all of us look bad. Jesus.
Like, we get it. You're awesome. Jeez.
But yeah, that's crazy.
It's like, it's mentally exhausting just thinking about trying to do all what he's done.
Yeah, like that's just again to maintain a 4.98
Yeah.
GPA. Like,
I'd be lucky to get that in A class.
Yeah.
Jeez. But yeah, I saw the headline for that today, and I was like, man, some people put way more effort than I do.
Yeah. Yeah. Cares a lot.
It's crazy when you make like so he is now the top of the scale of people that try hard. And then you think about the people that you know that are at the bottom of the try hard scale and you're like, man, you just made that gap even bigger for some people. Like, I like to think I was a nice 5, maybe a 6 on the scale, but now that you've increased the gap of the scale, now I'm more like a 4.
Man. Because you imagine, like, just the opportunity that kid has in front of him.
Yeah.
Man. And I'd be willing to bet you there are quite a few scholarships that are completely full ride. He's not going to have to pay for college for shit.
Oh. Yeah, well, then you got to remember, I mean, just like, good sports kids, like he's probably going to get under the table offers and stuff,
Oh,
like,
yeah.
we'll give you full room and board, we'll give you a car. Like,
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah. Just to say that, you're our student.
Yeah, just for the bragging rights to try and get more people to come to him.
Yep. It's all a marketing technique, man.
Yeah. Come to our school, such and such went here. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, sure.
He's now the president
It's like, okay, well,
of
good for him.
Google.
Yeah, okay. Good for him. What are you gonna do for me?
Yeah.
Like,
That's the whole thing, though. They think, oh, well, if the president of Google been here, that means I could be the president of Google. Like,
it's like,
no,
no.
you're still an idiot.
Yeah. On the other side of things here, I've got another article. A nudist colony in Vienna
No, no. Did you find that photo of me?
are petitioning plans for a cable car that's supposed to go directly over their beach. It's like, come to think of it.
It's not like it's going to stop while it's going
Yeah,
over, but I
but
mean,
still. But here's my thing, right? Okay, if you are a nudist, right, that means,
you're
exposure
comfortable
of that
being seen
nature.
nude.
Yeah, so what does it matter if
I mean,
complete strangers look?
to a certain extent, like, I guess you wouldn't want your kids, like, going on the cart.
Yeah, that's fair.
Well, and also, I mean, if it's going, is it a...
Apparently, the biggest concern is that they don't want to end up on the internet and they don't want pictures taken of them.
Well, then you think of a safety concern where, things are going to get dropped on you, or people that don't like nudists are going to, like, purposely, like, pour their drink out as the cart's going over, like...
The promotional video for the cable car project says it would go from the, oh god, I'm gonna butcher this, Heiligenstadt transit station from the Danube
Would you call me?
River, and then back over the Kahlenberg, a
Blur
small
their
mountain
faces.
in the north of the capital. Some 115 gondolas with panoramic windows would offer a quote-unquote breathtaking view across Vienna.
115 gondolas. Oh, you said, I guess when you said cable car, I was thinking like trolley type thing, not little like 4-person gondolas going on a tour.
Yeah. Like little, it's a tourist thing.
So,
but it's like,
again, did you say it was a beach or like a camp?
So they're saying, so apparently it's going over a nudist beach, right? Which outside of America is pretty common in other countries. But they just don't want to be photographed by people on these cable cars while it's going over this beach. And according to the project developer, he's trying to tell them, it's like, look, the cable cars are only going to pass over the beach for a short stretch, and the windows are going to be made to automatically turn opaque as it goes over the beach, so that the people won't even be able to see out at the beach when going over that particular beach.
That's interesting. No, this is like could be made.
Could. Yeah,
Yeah.
could be made to turn opaque. And
That
it's like
sounds,
that's a reasonable
that sounds,
solution.
yeah, but that also sounds like just a way to get you to sign it and then like, oh, sorry, it ended up not being in the budget.
Well,
Due
yeah,
to budget constraints, we couldn't adhere. So here's a $5,000 check to, since
yeah,
we didn't,
settlement check or
yeah,
whatever.
let's give you a cheaper settlement check than it would be to pay for upkeep on that.
Yeah, I don't know. It's I would love to say that I'm going to follow this story and see how it progresses, but I probably won't.
Because we don't have eidetic memories.
Yeah, no. But that was one of the things that I was kind of giggling at while we were talking.
Putting
I came across
blinders
that article and
under
I
the
was like,
window.
oh man.
Oh, yeah, I see what you're saying. But then, when you do want to look straight down for, because again, it's a scenic gondola ride, like for you to go and take pictures of the scenic views, and some of those
Yeah,
might be directly beneath you. So, like I said, I would still be worried about people just, vandalizing or, even somebody getting injured. I mean, even if you just like
yeah,
dropped your phone because you're trying to take pictures and thunk somebody in the forehead. You would think, even if it was just a normal beach, that you wouldn't want to do that because it would just be a safety concern. Because I think like everywhere else well, I guess they do it at the Tulsa State Fair here. They have a gondola that goes
yeah,
over everybody. So I mean, I guess
yeah. They got
there's a
one. They
risk
got
there
one
too.
they got one at the Texas Houston
Fairgrounds.
Rodeo.
Yeah.
Yeah, fairgrounds, and I mean they got them at fucking Disney World for God's sakes.
Yeah. I mean, I guess there's still a risk no matter what. But
Yeah, that's an interesting situation to navigate for sure. But yeah, moving on from the nudists. I kind of want to pull Adam in here and see if he saw this. But apparently in Anchorage, um, there was for the Northern Lights. There was people had a bit of a surprise on the 18th when they saw like a baby blue spiral resembling like a galaxy appear in the Northern Lights for a few minutes. They've got really good pictures of it on the website here.
interesting.
And it really bewildered people. And they found out Saturday morning that it wasn't a portal for the far reaches of space. It wasn't an alien invasion. It was just an excess fuel release from the SpaceX rocket that launched from California about 3 hours earlier.
Interesting.
So sometimes rockets have fuel that need to be jettisoned. And when they do that at high altitudes, the fuel turns into ice. And if it happens to be in the sunlight, when you're in the darkness on the ground, you can see it as sort of a big cloud, and sometimes it's swirly.
Throw the picture up here for people.
Yeah, throw the picture up. It's really cool looking.
It's pretty crazy.
That'd be crazy. Dude, I'd lose my mind if I saw that in real life, man. Like, what the fuck is that?
Yeah, that's a wormhole. We're all about to die.
Yeah, something just come out of quantum travel and it's about to invade our planet.
Yeah, also somebody said that in our Teams chat today, Ben, about Jerry Springer finally died.
Yeah, Jerry Springer passed away, 79 years old.
I was just about to ask how old he was. Yeah.
Yeah, they just found out today what the cause of death was. I saw the article. I didn't look into it too much, but
Former mayor of Cincinnati is how he pops up on Google.
really?
Yeah.
Is he?
Yeah, apparently. He's an American broadcaster, journalist, actor, producer, lawyer, and politician. Huh, wow. He's actually born into London during World War II to refugees escaping the Holocaust. Interesting. Yep, today. Yeah, literally today.
Yep.
I thought it was more like we just heard about it today.
Yeah, the article that I read is like, oh, we finally know the cause of his death. And it's like, oh, well, how long has he been dead? You say finally, like it's been a couple of days and we're all just waiting to find out. It's like, oh, he passed away today and we found out today? Oh, okay, that's normal.
Huh. Yeah. Legendary talk show host and former mayor of Cincinnati. Huh. Died of cancer.
Cancer.
Yep.
Holy shit. Well, rest in peace to good old Jerry Springer.
Yeah. Yep. $60 million net worth. Yeah.
Wow. He's been around for a long time, man.
God, I mean, the Springer Show was going on in the
God.
90s.
Yeah, I mean, and that was the hottest thing since sliced bread for a long time. Everybody watched the Springer Show. I mean, that's a household name just today.
27 years of 4,000 episodes.
Yeah, man.
Jeez.
What a genius. What a
Came to
genius.
an end in 2018. I thought it was still going.
Yeah.
When did it start, though?
It had to have been like early 90s.
Oh, 91. Yep.
Yep.
91 to 2018.
Yeah.
27 seasons. Nearly
Wow,
5,000 episodes. Like, of just craziness.
And then you stack that on all the other shit he's done. It's like, holy hell.
Which is funny because I can't even think of anything besides the Jerry Springer Show. And what else he had done? IMDb Jerry Springer. Let's see. 1944 to 2023. Man. Hey, he was in Austin Power. Oh, wait, what?
Yeah,
he was the producer and writer of Austin Powers.
One of, yeah,
wait.
Alongside.
Known for it, not that he did it. Okay.
Yeah, no, he was in it. He was in Austin Powers. He played himself.
Oh, yeah.
Austin. No, what's his name? Who plays Austin Powers? Mike Myers.
Yeah.
Wrote and produced the movies.
Some of the movies he's done, I've never really even heard. Oh, he was in Happy. The Happy TV show. That's a crazy TV show. Nobody's ever seen that. Season 1, hilarious. Season 2, seems like they tried too hard.
Dr. Evil and Scotty. Dr. Evil is Mike Myers. And Scotty was what's his name? He's the writer of Robot Chicken now. He plays Chris in Family Guy. What's his name?
Yeah, I'm getting there. Seth Green.
Seth Green. Yes, Scotty was Seth Green. Yes. Dr. Evil was Michael Myers. So was Fat Bastard. Yeah.
He was a lot of people. I think it was more than that, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was Austin Powers. He was Fat Bastard. He was Dr. Evil. And I think that was it. Yeah, he just. Oh no, he was Gold member as well.
So I was gonna say Gold member, but then I'm like, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, he was Gold member as well. And I know the name of Mini-Me. Mini-Me is Vernon Davis. He's dead now.
There we go. Austin Powers, Dr. Evil, Gold member, and Fat Bastard.
Yep.
I thought it was maybe more. But... yeah, I still prefer him from Wayne's World. But
yeah. No, I've always been Vernon Troyer. Yeah, Vernon Troyer. That's right, Ben. Thank you.
Who was that?
Thank you. Vernon Troyer. He was Mini-Me.
Oh.
Yeah. He's dead now.
I was just about to ask that too. It was like, what is he doing nowadays? Yeah, nothing.
He died a few years ago.
Let's see. Oh yeah, he died in 2018. Ironically, when the Springer Show ended.
Yep. I'll show you a pretty funny Mandela effect. Will Ferrell is in Austin Powers.
Okay.
Do you remember him in the movie?
I barely remember Austin Powers.
Oh, really? Oh, man, I love those movies. Goldmember is in my top 5 greatest comedy movies of all time.
Oh, he played the Fez guy. That's like,
yeah.
I feel like I might have broken my leg. I'm going to try to stand up now.
Yeah, for the longest time, For the longest time, I completely forgot that he was in that movie, and I was like, "Oh my god!"
Oh
Oh
man.
yeah, Ben. Peter Dinklage. He's one of my favorite actors of all time. He was my favorite actor in Game of Thrones, hands down. Tyrion Lannister, what the greatest character in Game of Thrones. And then he was in Peter Dinklage. He was in the Thor movie. Um, I think it was Ragnarok. He was in Ragnarok. He was in he was in Elf with
Oh
Will
yeah.
Ferrell.
Everybody knows Elf though.
Yeah, but no, I'm talking about Peter Dinklage.
I'm still alive. I'm very badly burnt.
Yeah, damn it, 3 times.
Oh man. I'm
Will Ferrell
like,
is
it's funny
my
that
favorite actor.
I've quoted that skit like tons of times since the movie's come out, but never really thought of it being Will Ferrell.
Exactly, my point exactly. Yeah, that was one of his best comedic roles that everybody forgot about.
What's Knights of Badassdom?
I've never even heard of that. Knights of Badassdom. Film came out in
2013.
2013.
Oh, with Peter Dinklage. Okay. And a bunch of other people I've never heard of.
What is this fucking movie, dude? I haven't heard of any of these people.
2013. Almost reminds me of
Good movie on Amazon Prime.
what am I thinking of?
He
The
was in Peter Dinklage was also in Pixel, that Adam Sandler movie.
yeah.
I saw that just recently for the first time. That was a really good movie.
Really? It's the first time? Okay.
Yeah, I hadn't seen it. Me and Shelby sat down and watched it
I
the other
think I
day.
saw it like when it came out. But of course, then again, like when did that movie come out? 2015. So
Is it
I
really
guess
that old?
it's not even that old. It's only 2023. It's 8 years ago
8 years ago is a long time, dude.
for you.
Pixels came out in 2015. Yeah, and I hadn't seen it. I just saw it for the first time the other day.
In the what? Steve Zahn is in it, and the chick Summer Glau. I don't know who Summer Glau is.
Yeah, no, I've never heard of any of these other people. The only people I've ever heard of in this movie is Peter Dinklage.
It's funny. I'm probably gonna look her up and be like, "Oh, I've seen that. That. Oh shit, she's in Serenity and Firefly."
Summer Glau. Okay, let's see. What do I know her from? Didn't watch Firefly. Didn't watch Arrow.
She's River. If you haven't seen Firefly,
No.
or I'm at the end of the stream. I can no longer do this with you. What the fuck? You need to watch Firefly.
This sounds
And
like the
be
topic. You know what? This sounds like the topic of our discussion tonight. We're going to talk movies tonight. Fuck the little fucking.
you need to watch Firefly and be disappointed like the rest of us nerds, right?
Why would I need to be disappointed?
Because they ended it at one season and came up with a movie to wrap up the entire what was supposed to be a multi-season collection.
Interesting. Yeah, I haven't seen any of the movies that she is in. None of them.
I didn't even look up the rest. I just know her from
Serenity.
I've watched the movie.
Sarah Connor Chronicles.
I own the collector's edition of Serenity.
Apparently, she was in Arrow.
Yeah, for like 8 years. Oh, and she's in Dollhouse. That's another good show. Have you ever seen Dollhouse?
No.
That's a cool show.
See, okay, that's the thing. She was born in San Antonio. Let's go. Texas girl. I love it. I'm not a big TV show guy. That's the thing. Steve Zahn. All right, let me look him up. Let me see. Steve
That guy
Zahn.
kind of looked familiar on the screenshot, but
National Security, Joyride, Saving Silverman, Sahara. Okay, he was in Sahara. Okay, I saw that one.
it's funny. I've
War on the
seen.
Planet of the Apes. Stuart Little. What was he in? Stuart. You've Got Mail. Chicken Little. Okay, all right. He's been in a lot of shit. Daddy Daycare. Dallas Buyers Club. Doctor Do. Night at the Museum. Who did he play at Night at the Museum?
I mean, you look at some of these though, like Daddy Daycare. The dude was probably one of the kids. Like shit.
Steve Zahn. Jedediah. Oh, this guy. Okay. Yeah. Crimson. Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. I know who this is. All right. I'm gonna have to watch the movie now. I'm gonna have to movie now. Okay. All
Yeah,
right.
you need to start adding a list. You need to watch Firefly and then the movie Serenity. You need to watch Dollhouse. I'm about to start adding shit to Plex for you.
Okay. Yeah. Steve Zahn. Yeah. He looks a lot like Neil Patrick Harris to me.
Well, maybe he did back then.
Well. Yeah.
Now he's got a gray-haired goatee.
Yeah. He kind of also reminds me of that guy from Shameless. Um, what's his name?
I don't know.
The dad. Did you ever watch Shameless?
No.
Oh, well, I mean, neither did I. I know bits and pieces of it, but that's.
I thought you were about to be like, you need to watch Shameless. You haven't even watched it.
William H. Macy. Yes, that's the guy.
Wait,
Yeah.
oh, did you mean Klingon instead of Kingdom? That's a big difference, sir.
Yeah. Steve Zahn looks a lot like William H. Macy now.
Oh,
Yeah.
who's William H. Macy?
He was
Oh,
in.
I know who it is.
Yeah. Wild Hogs.
Yeah,
Uh,
he was
yeah.
fucking great in Wild Hogs,
Oh,
too.
I think that's my favorite movie that he's in. Honestly.
He was in Fargo, too. I saw him in
Yeah,
Fargo.
Fargo was a good movie.
Well, I'm talking about the TV show, but
Oh,
because I think he was in the TV show. I don't know, maybe not.
well, Fargo. They're talking about the movie.
Hmm.
He was in the movie.
What else have I seen him in?
Down Periscope. Let's see. Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. He
Jurassic
was in
Park
Sahara. He was in Seabiscuit. He was in Air Force One. Boogie Nights. He was in Boogie Nights. Jurassic Park 3.
Damn, I thought I would have seen him in a lot more, but it almost sounds like I really just knew him from Wild Hogs. Everything else, I'm like, what was I gonna say? I'm pretty sure I've seen Cellular and Air Force One like back in the day.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I've seen Mystery Men. I think I do remember from Mystery Men. Who did he play on Mystery Men? The Shoveler. Wow, he's aged a lot. That was 1999 though, so yeah. What's the difference of years between 1999 and Wild Hogs? 2007? That's not even that long. Shit, that's only 8 years.
He was in Down Periscope in 1996. If you've never seen that movie,
Well,
Down
this meant
Periscope is funny
the
as fuck, dude.
the Shoveler's character, I swear, only looked like 40 or something, if I remember correctly. Let me see. What was it called? Just looked at it and forgot. Jesus.
What, the Minute
Mystery.
Man?
No,
Or
Mystery
the Mystery
Men.
Man?
Mystery Men. Shoveler. I'm trying to find like just an image. I guess he was a little older. He just didn't totally look like it. Maybe it was just because how he did his hair and stuff.
I haven't seen this movie, The Mystery Men.
Really,
Really?
it's kind of a dumb comedy. But look, this was The Shoveler. That's like my first real memory of William Macy.
That's what he looks like in my mind when like you say his name.
Yeah.
Like when I picture him, that's oh dude, Hank Azaria was in it? Oh yeah, Paul Rubens. Yeah. Pee Wee Herman, Paul Rubens, yeah. Hank Azaria is the voice of a lot of characters on The Simpsons. He's Moe. He's Chief Wiggum.
Blue Raj.
Okay, what's the
I don't know
Eddie
the guy.
Izzard is in this? Artie Lang is in this? Oh my god, this is a comedy powerhouse.
Dude,
Ben
speaking
Stiller?
of Eddie Izzard, have you seen Eddie Izzard these days?
No.
Oh my god. I pulled up like a clip of him like on a talk show like just the other day. Dude looks rough. Like, even his like profile picture here on like Google, it's like, oh my god. You look like Donald Trump as a woman. Like,
Wow, I'm looking at what Eddie Izzard's been in, and he's been in a lot more shit
oh
than I
yeah,
realized.
he's been in
too.
all kinds of stuff. Some of them, he plays as like full blown straight male, and like you don't even know it's Eddie Izzard until you hear him speak. You're like, wait a goddamn minute, I know that voice.
Yeah, he was in Across the Universe. He was Mr. Kite.
Yeah, look at this photo.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Versus, like my like deep in memory of him is from his Dress to Kill special. Just trying to see if I can find an image of that real quick, just as comparison. I mean, not that he's ever been a better looking person, really, but not like he's like the world's most attractive male. He's not winning any beauty contest either way.
Eddie Izzard was the voice of Voldemort in the Lego movie.
You see that second picture before it goes away?
Yeah.
Like, that's what I think of, and then I pulled. That's probably honestly the last time I ever like really seen the guy is from Dress to Kill, and then like I pulled up that other picture just the other day, and I'm like, oh my god, like this dude could be standing in front of me, and I wouldn't be like, oh shit, it's Eddie Izzard. I'd just be like, who's this guy wearing lipstick? What the fuck? Again, I'd probably have to hear the dude speak before I'd be like, wait a minute, are you Eddie Izzard? Holy shit, you got old.
He was in Ocean's 13 and Ocean's 12 as the same guy.
Yeah, I think that's what I'm talking about, where he's like dressed in like a suit and stuff.
Yeah, Roman Nagel is his character.
His stand-up, in my opinion, was hilarious because it was educated comedy. He would teach you a history lesson while making you laugh about it at the same time. And teach you about, current events and shit and make you laugh about it at the same time.
That's what I really liked about there's a comedian and actor called, his name is John Leguizamo.
Yeah.
He was in for those of you who may be listening who don't know who that is,
he was in Spawn.
He was in Spawn. He's the voice of Sid the Sloth from Ice Age. He was the mechanic guy in the John Wick movies.
Absolutely Anything is a hilarious movie too. Actually, just rewatched that one like 2 weeks ago.
He had a comedy special where he basically taught you the history, like the actual history of Latin culture in a comedy skit, in a comedy special. And it was funny as
he was in the original Mario Brothers, I forgot.
Yeah, he was in the original Mario.
He's been in a ton of movies. He's been in the John Wick movies too recently.
Yeah, that's what I just said. He was the mechanic guy.
I didn't hear that part. think I was reading Ben's messages at the same time.
Yeah, he was the mechanic in John Wick.
He's had a ton of small parts in a lot of
Yeah,
movies.
yeah. He's never played like the main guy in anything.
Oh, he has several times.
He was the voice of Bruno in Encanto. So I guess that's
He's been
one.
the main
That's
character on several shows back in the day, like Mario Brothers, for example.
well, yeah,
But
okay, yeah, sure.
but then he kind of, I guess you could say, back now. Like Spawn was a semi-main character. He was like the second main character
Yeah.
in Spawn. But he had a couple other. Oh, The Pest. That was
Oh,
his movie, The Pest.
yeah, yeah. Let's see.
And
What else
then
was he was in
Freak.
Kick-Ass 2. Yeah. He was in all the Ice Age movies. Yeah, he was Sid the Sloth.
It was a Die Hard 2. He's probably been in more little one-off movies.
He was Freak in the movie Gamer. You ever see that movie, Gamer, with Gerard Butler? I
Yeah.
think that's who it was. Yeah, Gerard Butler.
I don't even see Gamer on the list, though.
Yeah, he played Freak.
Weird. I'm looking at the Google list, though, not the IMDb list. So.
Oh, I'm looking at the IMDb.
He was in Titan AE as a voice, obviously. But
Oh, that movie is one of my all-time favorites. Yeah, he was in Romeo and Juliet with Leonardo DiCaprio. That's true. Yes, he was. He was Tybalt, the Cat King or the Cat
yeah.
Prince,
What is his total
the
movies?
Prince of Cats or whatever the hell.
It's been in 157 things.
Yeah,
Like,
dude.
TV shows
Collateral
and movies
Damage.
combined. Like, shit's crazy.
He was the voice of Goon in Titan AE. I didn't know that. Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Carlito's Way.
So I'm like, I've seen this dude my entire life from The Pest on.
Yeah.
And Spawn, because Spawn was always one of my
If
kind
you
of
ever get a
favorite
chance,
movies back in the day.
I learned about John Leguizamo not from his acting, but from his comedy specials, dude. If you ever get a chance to watch his
Well,
comedy
I've seen his
specials,
comedy specials too.
he is funny as fuck, dude.
Dude was the rat in Doctor Doolittle.
Yeah,
Like, shit.
yeah.
Just the most random things this dude popped his way into. Like,
Well, yeah. I mean, that's kind of like Hank Azaria. You know, talking about what's that movie? Mystery Men.
yeah.
He's done all kinds of shit too.
You have has he been in 157 things?
Well,
Shit.
let's find out. Hank Azaria, IMDb. He has 106 credits as an actor.
See?
He did 738 episodes of The Simpsons
Yeah, that's a lot.
from 89 to 2023 to this day. He's in Family Guy.
Well,
he was
as
in
a
4
Simpson.
episodes. As a Simpson in 4 episodes of Family Guy. Let's see what else. He was Gargamel in the Smurfs movies. He was in Happy Feet. He was in Year One.
So you never did say, have you seen absolutely anything that Ben brought up for you to
Absolutely
add to your
anything.
list?
Absolute. It doesn't sound familiar, but let me look. Let me see. If I look at it, it might ring a bell here. It's got Robin Williams in it. No, I don't think I have.
It's a pretty funny movie. Just where he gets, the ability, he gets absolute power. He can do anything. And it's just interesting, I like movies like that make you think, like, what would I do in that situation?
Like Bruce Almighty.
Yeah. It's basically a more comedic version of Bruce Almighty. But it's instead of... Spun?
Oh, yeah. Hank Azaria was the young Patches O'Houlihan in the Dodgeball movie. What a small role, dude.
It's another John Leguizamo movie that Garrett pointed out. Spun.
Spun, yeah, yeah.
I don't think I've ever even heard of that.
Hank Azaria was in the music video for All Star by Smash Mouth. He was Blue Raja, just like he was in Mystery Man.
In the music video as the Mystery Men
Apparently,
character? That's
yeah,
weird.
yeah. He's credited for it on IMDb.
Yeah. Simon Pegg is another one of those character or actors that's been in a lot of
Simon
like
Pegg.
funny-ish movies. The guy you just saw from absolutely anything.
Oh, okay, the guy from Shaun of the Dead. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that guy. Yeah, he's in all kinds of shit
Hot
too.
Fuzz, Shaun of the Dead,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Paw.
I never really enjoyed like that brand of comedy. I don't know, like Shaun of the Dead, I didn't find very funny.
But then he also played Scotty in Star Trek. So, I mean,
Well, yeah, I didn't think Hot Fuzz was really all that funny.
yeah. Shaun of the Dead was okay. Hot Fuzz wasn't. But
Let's see, what else was he in? Terminal, Ready Player One. Oh, okay.
that's the movie that Shane was talking about earlier. We both couldn't think of what it was called. We were talking about there was like the movie where you put on the VR and stuff, and I'm like, shit.
Yeah,
I
Ready Player
love
One
that
was
movie
fantastic.
and couldn't think of the fucking name of it. I'm just like, yeah, I know what you're talking about though.
Fantastic book.
Crystal's read the book. I'm not a nerd. I don't read it.
Man, this guy's been in a lot of shit too. Simon Pegg.
Well, yeah, I mean, he's a British actor, so it's just not a lot of his
He's done a lot
stuff.
of he's done a lot of voice acting on stuff that I recognize too, though. Like
Yeah.
he played like in some of the Star Wars. He was in some of the Star Wars movies. He was in Phineas and Ferb, The Box Trolls. Uh, he was on. Oh, he was the voice of Buck from Ice Age. The fucking
Isn't that the saber tooth or something?
no. That's the one-eyed like
Oh, the
fucking
pirate guy.
yeah, the ferret or whatever the fuck he was. Yeah.
What is Buck anyway?
Buck, yeah.
I'm curious, what is he? What animal is Buck? He's a weasel.
Weasel, yes.
Adventure-loving weasel, Buck Wild.
Yeah.
Voiced by Simon Pegg.
Yeah. Paul, see,
What is?
I never really.
What
really paid that
movie
much
was that? Where they're like, "What would
attention.
your porn star name be?" It's like Buck Wild. Wasn't that? Oh no, I think I'm thinking of. I want to say that's from True Blood or something. Yeah. Maybe I don't know.
I'm trying to find something that Simon Pegg was in that I was like that I like really liked, and I can't find anything. Like everything that I've seen that he's in, it's just like, oh yeah, I've seen that.
Well, as soon as you watch absolutely anything, you'll be able to have one on your list.
Have you seen um Nicolas Cage's new movie?
Dude, I
What's
honestly
it called?
don't like Nicolas Cage.
The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent.
No, I have it
Oh,
on Plex, but
oh my god, it's so funny. What's his name from The Mandalorian is in it with him.
I've just been hard pressed to watch anything that Nicolas Cage has been putting out. Because he kind of reminds me of like Brendan
Pedro
Fraser.
Pascal.
To me,
Well, I mean, what's
Brendan Fraser and Nicolas Cage don't have enough like emotional and body language to their acting to really believe what they're doing.
so okay? We're gonna have this is about to be a fight here. What is you have a problem with Brendan Fraser?
Yeah, in a lot of the
Have
things
you
he
seen
does.
have you seen Airhead? Have you seen any of his like Encino Man? Have you seen
Not back
like
then. I'm talking about like, so like, all the
what did you think of
goddamn
his
mummy
movie The
ones, like in the
Whale?
Mummy.
The
Like,
Mummy, those movies were fucking
yeah,
amazing.
they right. The movies were him though. I didn't really
They
care for him in the movie.
they tried doing it with somebody else and it didn't work.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like his reactions to things is what bothers me. Like they don't seem like genuine reactions. They seem like over exaggerated or
Well, yeah, because that's the character he was playing. The Mummy movies, you have to remember, the Mummy movies were an action comedy.
yeah, I know you can be funny and still look serious at the same time. Like I'm saying, other actors do it just fine.
Yeah, I don't know. I think you should give it a watch, dude. I haven't laughed my ass off at a movie in a long time. That Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent was fantastic. It was
Well,
so good.
now that one is a little different because it's a unique movie to itself. We're like, yeah, you're almost. I would
They,
expect him to act like himself.
well, yeah, because he essentially plays himself
Yeah,
in the
well, that's what I'm
movie.
saying. Like, I wouldn't be disappointed watching that because no, that is him. Like, there we go.
Yeah,
Like,
you know, Ben, you're absolutely right. I think the best way to describe Brendan Fraser in the '90s was campy. Yeah, you're right. It was kind of corny, but it was so good. Like he was in all of the good movies of the '90s.
yeah,
Like the
I
Mummy
mean,
movies were great.
what was I
Like
saying? I like the movies that he's in. I just don't really care for him. Same thing with like
yeah.
what's those ones where he goes like the center of the world or something or Journey to the Center of the Earth. I think
Oh
is
yeah,
another
Journey to the
set
Center
of
of the Earth.
movies he's in.
Yeah,
Like
those were fantastic. See,
again,
here's the thing. I don't think. I think if he wasn't in them, they wouldn't have been as good as they were. In my opinion.
maybe.
In my opinion. Like you couldn't have done the movie Airheads and had it been as funny as it was with anybody but Brendan Fraser, Steve Buscemi, and fucking Adam Sandler. Like,
See, okay, maybe there's a difference though. So like back in those movies, everybody was acting that way.
yeah,
In like the Mummy movies, everybody else is taking it serious but him.
that's what makes it funny.
That's what ruins it for me.
To me, that's where the comedy comes from.
Yeah, but the problem is like even when he wasn't being funny, like it's fine to like make jokes of things and stuff, but it's like when it was time for him to be serious, it still looked like he was pretending at being serious instead of
I disagree.
he
I
just looked like
disagree.
I want
mean,
actors that make me feel like it's really happening. And he
he can't be a
always looked like he
horrible
was
actor.
faking it.
He can't be a horrible actor. He just won an Oscar.
No, I mean because he still gets the job done great. I mean I mean you got to remember it's kind of like being good at tech support. As long as you get the problem resolved and work on X amount of tickets and clock in on time and blah blah blah. I mean, if you can be a great actor as far as doing the actions and going the extra mile, memorizing your lines and having ad lib and everything, but you could still not be as great as somebody else, but you meet all the other qualifications.
Yeah. Brendan Fraser was in G.I. Joe, but he wasn't credited for it.
Well, then you must have the tiniest part.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah.
I disagree.
I do like
think-
Blast from
I
the
think-
Past.
Yeah, Blast from the Past. Yeah, dude. Like, I don't know. I have to disagree with you. I think Brendan Fraser is fantastic.
So, here's a good example of it in my opinion. So Blast from the Past.
Bedazzled.
Yeah. Blast from the Past, how he acted
George
in
of the
that
Jungle.
how he acted in that movie where he was like shocked and comedically surprised everywhere he went. Like that worked for that movie because you would expect somebody in that situation to be shocked and surprised everywhere he went. The problem is he has that same expression in the Mummy movies.
Well, yeah, I mean, he's just a fucking simple archaeologist.
In
and
the
all of this
first
fucking
one,
mummy
sure.
shit is happening, and he's like, "What the fuck is going on?"
Yeah.
I'd be the same way.
But he's shocked and surprised in the same way somebody from Blast from the Past is. Not shocked and surprised like, holy shit, my life is in danger. He's shocked like, oh my god, can you believe this is happening? You're like, yes, motherfucker, we're being chased by a horde of fucking creatures that are trying to kill us. This is not the point to be like, oh my.
Comedy. That's what makes it funny, which is why the Mummy movies are classified as an action
Well,
comedy.
but that's what I'm saying.
And
When he's running from the
Garrett,
danger and making a joke at the same time, that's fine. But
Garrett, I get what you're saying about Bedazzled. Me too.
yeah.
I don't know. We'll just agree to disagree on this
Well,
one.
it's like I said, for him to make those nonchalant jokes in the middle of the action, I like those funny parts. But when at the point of shock, I want to see the look of fear and shock in your eyes, not your comedic response to it. But that's, I mean, again, it's just my taste because, like you said, obviously, motherfuckers winning awards and I'm not. So, what do I know?
Come on, sit here and tell me that this picture isn't brilliant. Okay, tell me that this picture isn't brilliant. I'm gonna send it to you.
See, you act like I can
This
see
isn't
the
top
pictures.
tier. This isn't top tier fear acting, like you've never seen it. Hold on. Downloads. No, that's not it.
You don't know how to do a snipping? Windows Shift S.
Oh, I know why I put it in the wrong file.
Saying you could do Windows Shift S, drag, and then hit Control V on Discord.
Well, there it is.
Killing me.
Come on, man. That is pure and sincere shock.
I haven't even looked at it, sir. Have to close your screen to go look at it. Yeah. For that brief second, you're right.
There's other pictures. I'll start just feeding them to you.
Right. No. Can't. I'm trying to figure out how to get back to you. I'm saying the difference between screenshot fear and video fear.
I don't know.
I can look scared for a split second frozen in time as well.
Maybe. I don't know. I disagree. We're just gonna chalk it up with that. I disagree. I think Brendan Fraser's fantastic.
Yeah, I mean everybody has their wrong opinions. Yeah.
Man, what's another like prominent actor from the '90s that you don't really hear too much from anymore?
You're just gonna go with the terrible memory, sir.
Yes, this is true.
I mean, I've tried to go down rabbit holes of like people that you wonder like what happened. You know, like they did like one amazing movie and then just nothing ever again. Let's see.
Yeah, Jim Carrey's not really that great as a serious actor. I agree.
I mean, he can be.
He can be, yeah.
But the problem is, it's just hard for everybody to take him serious.
Yeah.
Because he's done so many comedies that it's hard to take him serious. There's another guy like that, too, that I can't think of.
Will Ferrell. Will Ferrell's the same kind of way. Have Will Ferrell try and come out with a serious movie. Like,
he's had some serious roles, I think.
Let's look. What all has Will Ferrell been in? IMDb. Will Ferrell.
Let's see. There we go. 10 actors from the 90s who aren't nearly as famous as they used to be. Like Alicia Silverstone from fucking Clueless and Batman and Robin.
Alicia Silverstone.
Yeah, she was the main blonde chick from Clueless.
Oh yeah, her. Okay. Yeah.
And she was in Blast from the Past.
Yeah,
She
she was
was.
in Blast from the Past. Yep, she was Batgirl in Batman and Robin. Yeah. Let's see.
She's done a few things over the years, like, but
Nothing that I'm
nothing that's
recognizing.
yeah. Like I'm looking at
Let's
like the
see.
last several years. I think I remember senior year, but other than
Tropic
that,
Thunder is the last movie. Wait, no. Alicia Silverstone Awards ceremony. Okay, yeah, so she played herself at the
she
end of
was
the
in
movie.
Space Dogs as a
Space.
voice. Man, yeah, I'm looking back like
Yeah,
back
the
to
last movie.
2008. Yeah, Tropic Thunder
The
2008. But she
the
was only at the
last
award
movie.
ceremony.
Yeah. The last movie that I recognized that she was in was Blast from the Past in 1999.
Man, yeah, me too. Again, that's like I was saying. Another one that just like dropped off the face of the earth. She had
Yeah.
95 as Clueless, 97 Batman and Robin, 99 Blast from the Past, and then just for the next 20 years.
Didn't really do much.
Man, I mean, she's been in tons of things, just little movies that nobody's ever heard of, I guess. I mean,
Carrot Top has got
oh
his
man.
residency in Vegas. He ain't doing shit. Cameron Diaz,
What's some of the movies that he was in too? One of them
Scott Thompson.
wasn't he in like wasn't he like Drop Dead Fred or something?
He was in Dennis the Menace. He was in Pauly Shore's Dead. Uh, he was in Sharknado 4.
He was in The Hangover,
Yeah, he played
unaccredited.
himself. Yeah, he played himself in a very, very small part of The Hangover. He hasn't been in a whole lot of movies, like, at all, really.
Wow, yeah, that is interesting. I thought I remembered him from something, but I guess not.
No, Drop Dead Fred was Carrot Top. He was
But I've been looking at him in
um
previous things, and I don't see him in there.
oh no, maybe he wasn't in Drop Dead Fred. Yeah, I'm not seeing him.
Well, that was somebody else entirely. Yeah, that was Rick Mayal.
Interesting.
Never even heard of that.
Rick Moranis. Like
Yeah, another dude. Like, I remember that movie, Drop Dead Fred. Never heard of like a single other
yeah.
movie that the dude's been in.
Spaceballs, Ghostbusters. What do you mean, Rick?
Oh, well, maybe
He
I just
was.
didn't go that far back.
Oh, Are you talking about Carrot Top or Rick Moranis?
No, Rick Mayal, the guy that was Drop Dead Fred.
Oh, Rick Moranis. Oh my. Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about Rick Moranis. I was like, what? He's been in a lot of shit.
Holy cow, this dude's been in like nothing. Well, nothing that I know of. But yeah, what's another one? Meg Ryan from the 80s. What was she in? Sleepless in Seattle, You've Got Mail, The Doors, French Kiss, Top Gun.
I'm looking at Rick Moranis right now, seeing if there's something I recognize.
Oh, Rick Moranis was number 8 on this list from Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, man. And, Spaceballs, Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
Dang, whatever happened to that dude?
Yeah, like he wasn't in shit.
Well, it says here his reasons for disappearing from Hollywood were unlike other actors' reasons. In the late 90s, Moranis lost his partner to cancer and was forced to give up acting so he could raise 2 kids.
Oh, yeah.
Hmm.
It's a sad story. But he was in a lot of shit for a long time, dude.
Man. What about Phoebe Cates or Cats? That one might be a little bit too old for you, but yeah, she's actually Drop Dead Fred. And from Gremlins 2 and Fast Times at Ridgemont High. Been married to Calvin or Kevin Klein. I thought it was Calvin Klein. Like, wow,
Let's see
Calvin Klein.
what this. Okay, let's see. Fast Times at Ridgemont High. I've seen that. Who did she play at Fast Times? Linda Barrett. Oh wait, no, that's the TV. Oh no. Okay, yeah. Linda Barrett.
It's interesting. Oh, Gremlins. Yeah. Man, she had a lot of movies like 80s and early 90s, and then just kind of stopped.
You know who's a really underrated fucking actor that's recently resurfaced? Jude Law.
I just pulled up, what's her name? Who were we just talking about? Phoebe Cates or Katz? I don't know how to say her name,
Yeah.
but yeah, she really dropped off like nothing since basically 1994. And then she all of a sudden did some random movie called The Anniversary Party in 2001. And then she was the voice on the Lego Dimensions video game in 2015 out of nowhere. Wait, Kate Berenger. Oh, that's the Gremlins chick. So she came back to be the voice of Kate Berenger from the Gremlins and Lego Dimensions.
Interesting.
See, that's weird. I mean, I guess there's a certain point, like once you made X amount of millions and you just invested and live off your profits, I mean, it's like, yeah, why not just retire at age like 20 and call it a day?
Silicone in the '90s killed some good actresses.
Made boys men. That's funny.
Well, yeah,
Macaulay Culkin, another one.
yeah, Macaulay. Well, Macaulay. I think he's like written a lot of stuff recently.
Made some appearances in American Horror Story. I don't remember that.
Yeah. How do
Not
you
necessarily
spell
speaking of that,
his
but speaking
name?
of similar shows, did you hear the Black Mirror season 6 is coming?
I never watched Black Mirror.
What?
Yeah, no.
Man, that needs to be at the top of your list. Black Mirror is an amazing show. Like, it will really, really make you think of like other. It's kind of like different dimensions that Earth could be in if we just took different, like slightly different paths.
Isn't that one that had like Miley Cyrus in it for like one season
Yeah, one episode, but yeah.
or one episode?
So Black Mirror is crazy because it takes things like, say, cell phones, right? You know, like or like social media popularity. It's like,
Yeah.
what if we were to take that one more level and that actually like affects everybody on a day-to-day basis?
So it's funny you mentioned that. There's a show that Seth MacFarlane made called The Orville.
Yeah, I've seen that too. Yeah, there was an
They
episode
did
in
an
that. Yeah,
episode. Yeah.
it was similar thing. Because this was
I
like, yeah,
fucking loved that show. What did you think of The Orville?
it was pretty good. It was a nice comedic but serious take on
A lot
sci-fi.
of
Yeah.
issues. Yeah. I mean, they address like real world issues in that show too. Like exactly that, like with the social media. Like, what would happen if social media took over our society? You know?
Yeah. Well, Black Mirror takes it almost one step further with all kinds of things.
Yeah. I was watching this movie, or not this movie, this TV show with one of my buddies from work just recently. That was it was kind of like Ready Player One in a sense. Like, what would happen if like video games and VR like took over, like had a much bigger like effect, you know?
Yeah.
I'm
There's an
trying
episode of
to.
Black Mirror like that too. So you like almost anything you can think about that has been that. What if this went to the next level? Black Mirror has an episode on, and it's crazy. Like, I'm excited for season 6 coming out because I kind of want to just go and rewatch them all.
I'm trying to see if I can remember the the name of this fucking show that we watched. It was on Amazon Prime. It's an Amazon original. Um, let's see. Prime original series.
Well, do you have any idea what it's about?
It was kind of the. It was like it was about this family who's, mom's real sick, and so they have, her son, has like this VR like gaming setup in his trailer that lives like on the edge of their property, and he's using it to like make real world money to like keep his, buy pills for his family or for his mother, and it was just like this really crazy blend of like, you put on this, VR headset, and it like syncs up into your brain.
The peripheral.
A peripheral, yes.
It's easy if you just give me some clues. Amazon original show with VR is what I Googled and found it.
The peripheral, yes, that's the one. You should give that one a watch. It's pretty cool. But yeah, it had that same kind of thing. It was it's like this VR,
I think I might have
advanced,
actually seen
mind technology to sync with your brain to like give you a, completely immersive experience in a different world, virtual world.
There was a Black Mirror episode about that too. What's also a similar concept, and I don't remember who made this one. It might be a Netflix special or something. But have you seen that one? I think it's called Adaptation. Maybe. No, that's not it. What's it called? God, it like just came out like this year. It's on Plex. Let me see. It's one where he clocks into work, and like when you phase through like a little beam, basically, it shuts your brain off, or half your brain off. So you basically like split your brain in two, where you have your work brain and your out of work brain, and you have no memory of either one. So like the moment you basically clock into work, your brain switches to your work brain, and then you work for 8 hours, and then your brain switches, and you go and live your life, and you're muted, Dragon.
Is it a movie or a TV show?
No, it's a TV show.
Severance?
Yeah, that's what it is.
Severance.
It's a crazy concept to really go down the rabbit hole of thinking about, because it basically gives you like a split personality, except one personality just works.
Oh, because it's got Adam Scott and John Turturro in it.
Because for the worker part of your brain, how it works is in an elevator, right? So as you pass through the elevator, it automatically phases your brain into your normal you. And so for the work guy, it really kind of sucks, because he literally like steps in the elevator, and then a split second later, he's stepping back out of the elevator, because it just flashes you to your normal brain and back to your work brain.
Mark leads a team of office workers whose memories have been surgically divided between their work and personal lives. When a mysterious colleague appears outside of work, it begins a journey to discover the truth about their jobs.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that was a whole other thing to the show, but I'm just talking about the concept. Seems crazy, because I feel like the work part of your brain would go crazy.
Yeah.
Because you literally never stop working from the perspective of the work brain.
Yeah.
Because even on like Friday, you go up that elevator, 2 seconds later, it's Monday morning. Bam. Like, you don't get any sleep time. You don't get any R&R time, no play time, no nothing. It's just work. That's it. Your break is when you like walk to the elevator and then walk back to your desk. You get like 1 minute of you time just walking to the elevator and back every day.
I don't know. I don't
I mean, from the you perspective, sounds great. You get to just have a good time all the time. never had the stresses of work. Never had to worry about going to work. Thanks for the follow, White Crab.
Thank you, White Crab.
Welcome to the talk show. But it blew my mind thinking about it from either side, as the worker or the non-worker.
Yeah, that's an interesting concept.
Yeah, it just makes me wonder, like, could our brains actually handle that, or would the worker part of your brain like short circuit and go crazy?
Yeah, just have a fucking meltdown.
Yeah, I feel like maybe it would work, but you'd have to like take breaks. You'd have to like have a vacation every like 2 months to let that part of your brain cool down. But then even still, 2090, what? 2997? What is that? Is that a Navy one?
I don't know that one either. 2997.
Grace is waving at people.
Good night, Grace.
Let's see.
Army.mil, DD form 2997.
Deliberate risk assessment worksheet? That can't be it. You said it was an Army one?
Wait. 2997. I'm not seeing it.
Yeah, there we go. Army writer. Deliberate risk assessment worksheet.
Risk assessment. Interesting. Okay.
That's a random form to come in here and be, I guess, because we're not wearing our PT bills, so we're high risk.
We're going to get run over by the many cars traveling through my office.
No, that's a 2977. Never mind.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Right. Like,
you got us on a wild goose chase for a form that doesn't even exist. Or you mistyped and it's actually a 2977.
No. Well, I'm going to have to ask you to fill out an ID 10.T form.
But signed by my 06? What is an 06 again? Isn't that like a colonel?
06 in the Navy is a...
It is a colonel. Hey, I was right. Get there.
It's a captain in the Navy.
Bringing back those memories.
Yeah.
Shit. I wouldn't... I'd be fucking... I'd have an Article 15 next if I went to the fucking colonel. It was like, I need you to sign this risk assessment form because I forgot my PT belt this morning. Like, who the fuck are you and who let you in my office?
Yeah.
How about you get in the front letting rest while I call your fucking commander over here?
You get your 20-year letter next year? Oh, shit, dude.
Man.
Oh, shit.
It's funny. I joke about that because... Was it... How old am I? Am I 39 still? I don't remember. I think I'm 39.
Yeah, so you're 39. You turned 40 in October, same as I turned 30 in October.
So 2 years ago, I could have theoretically retired at 20 years. I think it's this year, and it'd be 2004. So around this time next year, I would have actually had 20 years of active if I would have just stayed in. So it's crazy to think that I could have had a full 20-year active duty retirement in 12 months. I'd be 12 months away from a full retirement right now if I would have just stayed in. And here I am about to start a new job, hopefully, in another week.
Yeah.
Literally about to start over with another company in a week. Yeah. And I could have been retiring next year.
I mean, hey, you know, speaking about retiring, I just hit my 1 year mark at my company 2 days ago.
That's like the first time you've worked at a place for a year since the Navy. Yeah.
That's not true. But
is it though?
It might be.
I'm not talking about one profession, one place.
Yeah. Yeah.
Your 17 mechanic shops you bounced around don't count as one mechanic job.
Yeah. Okay. But either way, I've been at this company for a year now as of 2 days ago, and I finally have access to start putting in on a 401k. So I'm excited about that.
Congrats.
Yeah.
What was your other year job? You weren't at Guitar Center for a year, were you?
Or is that more at Guitar Center for just under a year?
I was gonna say, or more is it like technically because you were on furlough, so I don't know.
Yeah, I was at Guitar Center for just under a year.
Did you actually work anywhere for a year after the Navy?
I don't think so, dude. Honestly,
I'd say I don't think so either.
not at the. I mean, I did the mechanic thing for over a year, but I didn't stay at one dealership for longer than a year.
I don't think you stayed at one dealership for longer than a month.
That's not true. There for a while there, I bounced around between a couple of dealerships, but I found a home at Legacy.
I mean, it's not like I'm to talk. I joked or I've joked and been serious with people where it's like I've had so many jobs. I'd have like a 5-page resume if I actually filled out an entire job history.
Yeah, my resume is 3 pages.
But it's crazy because it's not, because I can't hold down a job or anything. It's just I've had one opportunity come up and another opportunity come up, and it's just kind of happened.
Yeah.
Or some of it was like maybe well, I'll work here to pay the bills while waiting for something better or more suited for me to come along. But it's crazy. We're like when I try and tell like for like a job interview, like, oh, so what have you done in your life? Oh man, where do I get started?
Yeah, where do you want me to start?
I am a jack of all trades and a master of none.
Yeah.
Like I've been started off like, well, I mean, I could always consider my first job being when I ran my own little lawn mowing business of like 20 lawns a month. Like that was in junior high. My first taxable job, I worked at a Christmas tree farm for Christmas for like 3 weeks, and then I worked for McDonald's, and then I've done everything from forklift driver to mechanic to store remodeler to just all kinds of things. I even briefly worked at one of those industrial laundry places where like they bring like all the linens from like hospitals and stuff. I worked at a newspaper printing company once. Like actually on the line, like the big giant printing machines that you have like 10,000-pound barrels of fucking paper that get loaded on with a forklift.
Interesting.
That was an interesting job. That was 7 at night to 7 in the morning.
My first like actual job was the Navy.
You're watching National Guard do a pre-trip vehicle inspection on a rental truck?
Necessary? Absolutely. Just because it's a rental doesn't mean it's good to go.
It's true. No, I thought you worked at like Sonic briefly or something, didn't you?
No. My first real job was
your first taxable job.
Yeah. I mean, I did the lawn mowing shit too in high school, but
I swear you had some kind of job in high school.
No, I didn't.
Damn, what a lazy piece of shit.
Yeah, I know.
God. I've had more jobs before I joined or before I went active duty than you've had in your whole life, probably.
Yeah. Crab? Yeah, you're absolutely right. If it was bought on a government credit card, it's a government vehicle. Absolutely correct.
What did you say? Crab? Oh,
yeah.
The guy's name.
Yeah.
I thought you were saying like an acronym or something. I'm like, crab? No. I was looking at what he said. I'm like, GCC. No, that does not spell crab.
Yeah, no. Come on. Keep it together.
Hey, we got so many acronyms between the two branches here. Like, telling them like, all right, what Navy stupid acronym are you calling out? Crab.
I mean, what'd you call your military ID card in the Navy? Did you call it your cat card?
Well, when they came out with the cat card, yeah. Remember, I started before they had those. I had the old green card.
Yeah, no. See, I just had the cat card.
Yeah. And then what was it the other day that you called your duffel bag?
Oh yeah, the sea bag.
Yeah, that one threw me off. It's just a duffel bag.
No, it's a sea bag, man.
You go beyond acronyms. Oh, nomenclatures.
Yeah.
I like the look on civilians' faces when you use the word nomenclature. They're like, no, Nomenclature. What?
I gotta tell you, I love the fact when I get customers that call in and they, they'll, I'll ask for like their tracking number or something like that, and they'll give me the phonetic alphabet, and it's actually right. It's like, oh, thank you.
Funny story about that. I assumed that the armed forces, no, not armed forces, the city officials, like police and firemen and all that, I assumed that they used the standard military phonetic alphabet.
Well,
And kind of find out they don't.
no, they don't. Believe it or not, the phonetic alphabet is different between branches.
Well,
Like
some of
my
it is.
phonetic alphabet that I learned in the Navy is probably different than yours.
I don't think much of it is, but
Alpha, Bravo, Charlie, Delta, Echo, Foxtrot, Golf, Hotel, India, Juliet, Kilo, Lima, Mike, November. What? Oh shit! What's O?
I'll say I'm pretty sure it's the same for all, but he seems to be convinced otherwise, Ben. I'm just letting him go through it. If he can
I
remember
can't
his
remember what
alphabet.
O is. I can't remember what
Oscar.
O is. Oscar. Yes, Oscar. Papa, Quebec.
Romeo, Sierra, Tango, Uniform,
Yeah,
Victor.
Romeo, Sierra, Tango, Uniform, Victor.
Come on. Last three are easy.
X-ray, Yankee, and Zebra.
What? It's not fucking zebra, you dumbass.
It is for yeah,
No,
that's what
it's
I remember.
not.
What is it for you? What is
Zulu.
it? No, it's Zebra.
It's Zulu for everybody. Because the
It's
Zulu time zone.
I learned Zebra.
No, you did not. Let me see. Navy phonetic alphabet. Look.
It may have been Zulu.
It's fucking Zulu. Because, yeah, it's NATO phonetic alphabet, just like Ben said. It's same for everybody.
Oh,
Because
well, okay.
Because it would be pointless. Because you got to think of all the
Yeah.
joint
Okay,
force
yeah. Okay, all
activities.
right,
It has to be the same.
I'm tripping. You're right. Okay, you're right. I'm sorry. I was wrong. I'll
Fucking
admit it.
Zebra.
Don't mind me. I'm new here. I'll say this. I've always used Zebra, and I've never been corrected. Okay, so.
I mean, because people are going to know what you mean.
Well, I mean, even in the military, I always use Zebra, and people knew what I meant.
Yeah, I mean, it's not hard to know what zebra means, but I prefer to use the anti-phonetic alphabet,
Which is
like P is in pterodactyl.
as a civilian, can you use Zebra? No.
I used to keep this on my wall at work. Like, yeah, what's the other one? Oh, S is in C,
Yeah.
or K is in not.
Yeah. K is in night.
M is in pneumatic or mnemonic.
Yeah. Yeah.
C is in Q. A is in aisle.
Yeah.
Like, you want to fuck with somebody in my job when we read off like MAC addresses. People use zebra on ham. What's ham?
Ham radios.
Oh, what does ham stand for?
Let's find out. Ham radio stands for
Heard of hand radios, but not ham. Amateur radio, ham radio. What the fuck does ham stand for?
what is ham radio?
What does ham and ham radio stand for? Amateur radio operators. Hams. What the fuck kind of stupid acronym is that?
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense. It's just amateur radio.
Okay.
What does the ham
That's literally what I'm looking at.
ham in ham
Ham
radio stand
radio
for?
from ARRL, amateur radio. Ham radio. No idea.
Yeah, that's weird.
Jeez.
All right, sure. Yeah. So yeah, ham as in amateur radio.
Jeez. What else did I miss here? Oh, they probably giggled too. Yeah.
Yeah.
I could see it be like, did this motherfucker just say zebra? Goddamn soldiers these days.
Yeah, kind of like how who hobby amateur modulation.
Did he? I didn't even know it came from something. I used to have a shirt that was just something somebody made up for what HOA stand for. I think I got it for like my mom or something.
I I feel like I'm not the only one that does this, but when people like are like, "Hey, can you hear me?" Like one of my default responses is Lima Charlie. Like
I always say Roger.
I say Lima Charlie, and it throws people off every time, especially if they don't know. They're like,
Heard,
"Lima Charlie."
understood, acknowledged. That's what
Yep.
HUA stands for.
Yep, heard, understood, and acknowledged.
Yeah, I used to have some dumb shirt that like broke down HOA as like each letter is like something dumb. That was 20 years ago. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, it has been 20 years for me, but it's been a while.
It's funny that you say ham is an informal name for an operator. Operators, to me, were just drivers in the mechanic field.
Yeah.
So did you perform operator level maintenance? No? Well, get the fuck back out there and stop talking to me. Or when they bring you a problem, like, oh, that's operator level. Yeah, you get out there and do that.
See, my definition of operator is different.
Well, we had operator level maintenance, like certain things on the vehicle that were to be repaired by the driver, and then there was I don't know if it's called mechanic level maintenance. I forget what the next level is actually called, but it was -10 and -20 level maintenance. And so it was always the running joke, when the driver's like, hey, my door fell off. And you're like, that's operator level. Get out there and put that back on.
Yeah.
Like, oh, my engine's leaking oil everywhere. Like, it's operator level. Here's a wrench.
Operators to me has always been like the spec op guys. Like the SEALs and the divers and the fucking bomb squad, they're operators.
So was there such a thing as like the driver level maintenance, the -10?
Not that I was aware of, but then again, I wasn't really in that field.
I thought you were like the parts clerk for a while.
For aviation.
That's what I'm saying. Was there certain things that the pilots would do versus the mechanics of the...
Oh, I mean, no, not really. The flight crew didn't really do any of the maintenance as far as like physical maintenance. They would do like troubleshooting and stuff on like the integrated systems. Sometimes, but the flight crew never really did anything like that. They would just tell us what the problem was and we'd fix it.
It was a slip ring cable. I'm not familiar with the slip ring cable.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. Is that the cable that spins around with the turret?
Yeah, you got me lost on that one. I don't know.
Yeah. I helped with tank maintenance. Didn't know a lot about it.
The cable under the turret on a tank. You were right.
Yeah, see, there we go. That's kind of what I was thinking, but then I'm like, was trying to like visualize it in my head, like going around the turret, and I'm like, what, left, right? No, I don't know. Man, it used to be. Yeah, that was good times back then, but it was also irritating times because you always had those people that would be yeah, because anytime they take a vehicle out, they had to do PMCS, doing their driver level checks of the vehicle. And the most hilarious one to get people with on the newer Humvees, they have padlocks on each door. Uh, so you can't get inside without unlocking the door. And the batteries on a Humvee are underneath the passenger seat. So if I get out there and the padlock is still on the passenger side door, then I know damn well you didn't check your fucking batteries.
Yeah.
So when I walk out there and they're like, hey, we're done with our checks. And I'm like, no, you're not. Like, you didn't even look. I'm like, I don't have to. I know you didn't do them. How did you fucking know? You didn't look at the paperwork or the truck. Like, because the padlock's still on the passenger door, idiot. Like,
Yeah.
you're gonna, don't bullshit a bullshitter. At least unlock the goddamn door. Like, shit. Radios, yeah. That's kind of every gunner. Humvee tank, everything.
Yeah, that's a different world for me. I was all aviation, man.
What is it? I mean, you think the pilots have to be responsible for something. Man, you can't just like trash your vehicle and then be like, all right, I'm out.
We would have to go do fuel samples on the aircraft. We'd go out and we had this little stick that had like a needle on it, and then it was like a rubber, not rubber because it would expand with the contact with the gas, but it was like this weird material boot that would go around the needle, and you'd stick this needle with this long tube onto the bottom of the wing and the fuselage, and you'd screw a mason jar into the bottom of it. So you'd hit this needle up into the fuselage and it would dump fuel into the mason jar, and you pull it out and you'll take the mason jar, you'll shake it and you'll look at it, make sure there's no water in the fuel because it'll separate and you can see the bubbles of the water inside the fuel. And we'd have to do this while it was like raining. And so we'd submit these fuel samples to the flight crew, and they'd review them before they got on the aircraft because it's part of their thing. Vampire pump, yes, thank you. And they'd be like, "Hey, there's water in this fuel." It's like, well, no fucking shit, Sherlock. It's raining outside. Like,
Did
what do you
you
want me to do?
did you have to do like mail off oil samples?
Not to my knowledge, no.
I want to say is well, no, this was only when I was at the training unit. So at the training unit, because when I was in Germany, it was a place where the reserve units would come for their annual training. So we maintained the vehicles all year, and then the reserves and guard would come and use them. Well, because there were such low usage vehicles, like only X amount of hours per year,
Yeah.
instead of changing the oil, like say annually or X amount of hours, we would actually mail in oil samples every year, and they would get analyzed to determine when the oil should be changed.
Yeah.
So it always just seemed weird where it's like, how is me sending off this pint of, or not pint, it was like a pill bottle full of oil, off to some lab to be analyzed, more cost efficient than just changing the oil every year. Like, it's definitely an interesting process where like you'd get this whole list back where it's like, all right, change this vehicle in November, change this vehicle a year from now, like all based on how many conditioners were still left in the oil, or whether they saw like obviously like certain amounts of metal or whatever. But that was always interesting. But that was the same thing. Like he was talking about the vampire pump. We had to go and vampire pump oil out of every vehicle on the lot.
Interesting. Yeah, no, we never had to do that.
They used to mail it all to Hawaii. That's interesting. I never knew where they were mailing it to.
I didn't know they mailed it.
Well, I mean, unless you have a lab on base, it's got to get done somewhere.
Well, I mean, I figure there's a fucking hospital on every base. Why isn't it done at that
Well,
hospital?
because you have to have staffing for it and stuff too. I mean, you got to think you're doing hundreds of thousands of soldiers a year. Man,
Oh my,
that's a full career path right there of just urine testing.
yeah.
A urinologist. Crazy. You think about that. You imagine if like the oil box of test samples got mixed up with the urine samples.
Oh my God, yeah.
It should be in the urine guy. You open up that box of little black pill bottles. Like, oh my god, what happened to these soldiers?
I just sent you a picture of a tool similar to the one I was talking about for the fuel samples. Ours, different from the picture that I just sent. Ours was a little less sophisticated. It was like a yellow bar, about like, I would say maybe 3 feet long, uh, and it had
It's pretty
a
fancy.
metal, like, welded like metal cage around the bottom of it, and then you would screw in a mason jar to the bottom. And then so when you took the fuel sample, you'd siphon the fuselage into the mason jar, and you'd undo the tool. You'd like pull it down so it would lock the fuselage back shut again, and then you'd have to unscrew this mason jar, and then as quickly as possible throw the lid on it and screw the lid on so that nothing contaminated the fuel. So it's like in the rain. I'm sure you can imagine how much of a pain in the ass that process is.
This is what we use to get the oil samples. You slide that tube in there and literally vacuum pump the oil into the bottle.
Interesting.
And then you take the bottle off and you take the tube off, put a new tube, new bottle, go to the next car so you wouldn't have cross contamination. Man, another one of those like hidden memories that I've like never had to think about in like 15 years. And all of a sudden I'm like,
Yeah.
I pulled up that picture and I'm like, wow, there it is.
Have you ever um have you ever had like really crazy deja vu?
Never enough credit. Oh, all the time. Well, not all the time, but frequently. Several
Okay.
times a year. It, like
So I'm gonna send you
hurts my
another picture.
brain whenever it happens because I'm like, it hurts my brain when my memory doesn't work as it is. But then when you
Yeah.
have that moment of deja vu where you're like, is this deja vu or is my memory fucking with me again?
So I have a weird thing. And you can say what you want about premonitions and things like this, but I sent you another picture, okay? Put that picture up and pay attention specifically to the toolbox. Okay.
You know,
The way that these toolbox
well,
worked is
God
they would
damn
fold
it.
up, right, into like this small, almost like a briefcase kind of size, maybe a little bit thicker.
We need to find a
And when
better
you
way for you to
opened
send
it,
me messages.
do what?
We need to find a better way for you to send me messages other than me breaking the video every time.
Oh, yeah. But anyway, so it would open up kind of like this, like a fly. And then you would have a middle part in the section to store like screwdrivers and things like that. And then you'd have all your tools on like the doors that opened up on the side. I had a dream. I was stationed in Florida at the time, so I had never seen that toolbox before. This was we used these toolbox in aviation when I was in Washington a lot, but I had a dream when I was in Florida. And keep in mind, I'd never seen this toolbox before. I didn't know its existence. I had a dream that I was sitting in like a temporary shack building, right? Like you remember like the temporary shacks from like school and shit.
Yeah.
I was sitting in a building like that, and I was inventorying a toolkit in this kind with this fashion, right? It was in the dream at the time. It was weird. I was like, this toolbox is so weird. But I was, counting the tools, making sure everything was still in it. And in my dream, I shut this toolbox and sliced my fingers off. And then I woke up. Right. Fast forward a year and a half. I'm sitting in a temporary building shack, inventorying tools on this toolbox, and I remember that dream. It was exactly the way that I dreamt it was exactly how it looked when it was actually happening. And so I remember closing this toolbox like this with my elbows.
Just being overcautious.
I was like, this is never gonna fucking happen, but just in case.
Did
It
you ever
was wild, dude.
did you ever see my little like portable Green Army toolbox that I acquired?
No.
I was trying to find the actual picture of them, but I mean, this is the same concept. This is more like this is apparently the Snap-on version, but I tactically acquired one of these where it like completely closes up and it's on wheels like a suitcase with a little handle that pulls
Oh
out
yeah,
and you
like a
can
little
roll it
pack out
around.
station. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
but it was a full.
Milwaukee makes those. Those are sick.
Yeah, that's what we used at my last duty station, and we
That's
found
pretty
some that
cool.
were unaccounted for, and I was able to take one out of the army with me.
That's pretty cool. I have one of those old knuckle busters. I don't know if you know what knuckle busters are.
Yeah, like the big metal red toolbox.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah,
I
that's
have
what
one
we
of those.
upgraded from. Was the big metal, things to these rolling suitcase versions.
Yeah.
It was funny. You were
I
talking about like the tool case, like that white one. And I was never chopped my fingers off in one, but
well, yeah, I mean neither did I, and the
well,
possibility of
yeah,
it
because you were
happening is
careful.
slim to none, but I had a dream about it and the fact that it like actually like came to fruition in real life was wild to me.
I still think about our previous conversation, think about those tools. Like, it still blows my mind the fact that we were just throwing things away.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
And it
Yeah.
makes me wonder sometimes, where I'm like, it's honestly easy to pencil whip some paperwork and just take things. Like, it's really just, it's all about your own honor system and, uh, what's that called? Like, honesty. What's it called in the military? Like, your,
Oh, integrity.
yeah, it's really just about integrity. And it's crazy to think that, hundreds of thousands of soldiers having enough integrity to not just manipulate the system and take whatever they want. Because, like, it's all just maintained on, like, a spreadsheet. You just go in there, change the number, and nobody's going to know anything.
Yeah. Yeah,
Hey,
it happened
thanks
all
for
the time.
stopping by, White Crab. We're actually just about to wrap it up as well.
Yep.
We're here every Thursday, as long as no real life events come up. If you want to come check us out.
Yeah, sure. Come back, give us a listen. We do other things other than the talk show too. We stream throughout the week.
Well, speaking of wrapping up, did you have any points that you wanted to hit this week? We
No, I mean,
might have missed.
no, I think that's pretty much it. We talked about everything that I wanted to talk about. I mean, I came into this wanting to talk about the the weird news stories, but I think movies was a better topic. I
Yeah,
think that's the best part about this podcast is going off on these long tangents and making a whole thing about it. That's where you get the best stuff. So
yeah. I mean, it's more like a vodcast, but
yeah, yeah,
uh, yeah. The only other point I wanted to hit on was like it's been, speaking of the website being down again, it's definitely been an interesting road the last year in learning the ins and outs of nonprofits in general, but
yeah,
it's been an interesting struggle to be such a low budget nonprofit and try
yeah,
and find ways to make it work. Like, I
yeah.
never would have thought that being so low budget would work against us.
Yeah, I mean, I think I don't want to say too much right away, but I do have a small announcement that I think we should both be and everyone watching could be excited about if you care about the nonprofit. Um, I've been talking with my company. If you don't know, my company builds custom gaming PCs. Um, I've been talking with my company about adding a PC on their website. Um, just a mid-range PC, nothing too expensive, nothing super cheap, but mid-range. Um, that will give us a kickback on purchases. So we're working towards a partnership with my company on that. So you know, once we get that rolling, if you're looking for a gaming PC, really quality build, great team, um, keep on the lookout for that because we'll have that opportunity coming up here pretty soon. What's the company right here? Apex Gaming PCs, buddy.
Can't see through your hair, sir, or your mic. All we see is the army.
There you go.
There we go.
There you go.
But yeah, it's just one of those things been interesting, like this whole TechSoup thing. Like all of a sudden discovered TechSoup. Now we're navigating the ropes of TechSoup, and it's made me wonder, like, how many other things like TechSoup are out there that might be able to help us out. It's just there's a lot of information for nonprofits out there, but it's more for major nonprofits. Yeah. There's not a lot of information for minor nonprofits. Yeah. And it's kind of an awkward struggle where there's thousands of resources out there, but they're all for companies that want to make thousands of dollars or tens of thousands. And we're like, dude, I just need a couple hundred. Like,
yeah. Yeah.
I mean, you want to give me more, great, but the same thing as far as like we've been applying for grants and stuff. We're realizing that these grants are pretty hyper specific.
Yeah,
where ours just kind of barely squeezes into the lines.
Yeah.
But just want to a little bit more transparency since we don't get a lot of time to talk to people about the nonprofit. They were always trying to push for more and to be able to do more and expand. We're small now, but it's not because we have no intentions or dreams of being bigger.
Yeah, I mean, but keep that in mind too, right? Like if you're listening, you're watching, you enjoy the content, tell your friends. We do a lot of stuff, not just for veterans. I mean, we'll work with anybody. We take donations of any kind, whether you want to send us money, you want to send us stuff to
used
raffle,
computer
stuff
parts,
to give away,
new computer parts, games,
computer parts. Yeah, I mean any kind of like virtual discount codes that you get for like games. If you've got Riot points or V-Bucks or anything.
So we're just trying to find ways to help veterans, with some mental escapes, be it video games or toys. Well, toys that we 3D print.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Anything like that. A D in a box. Only if it's yours, Ben.
Yeah. Anyway, that's going to wrap it up for the night. I hope you all enjoyed the show. Tune in throughout the rest of the week and next week for the future streams.
Sure, Monday, Wednesday, Thursday.
Go to be playing some WoW and Ark and Call of Duty.
Just a mixture of everything.
Might be doing some Paladins. Who knows?
Might be doing some Eve soon. Huh?
Might be doing some Eve soon. This is true. Yeah, I need to get that downloaded. So,
all right, Ben. Yeah. Everybody have a good night. We'll see you all next week.